Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Read Living the Dream.
Let's read.
I want to read books.
Get out of here.
Better than this.
Fuck
Better
you,
than this.
not wanting to read Living the Dream.
Here. Can't believe it. This is like literature.
Hey, did we beat our record of not getting back to the story in 6 months?
Literature.
No, I think it's only... I don't know, it's probably only been a couple of weeks. Maybe a month. I don't think it's been like 4 months.
Pretty sure we haven't read this in 3 months.
Oh, Jesus. Really?
Yeah.
I think it's been 3. Yeah, that sounds about right, because it was just before Cody left to Texas.
Oh my
That is true.
God,
Go there.
really?
Yeah. So that was back in August.
It is November.
Jesus.
It was, back in August was last we read this.
What is wrong with us?
Lack of motivation. I don't know.
By the way, how's my mic quality? Just want to make sure.
I guess everyone's been moving, but yeah, you sound fine, Cabral.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like two of us have been moving, and lightning rabbits continue to be lightning rabbits. So I guess it's not that unbelievable. Speaking of which, we're Sans lightning rabbit.
Lightning's not here.
Let's fail.
All right. So anyway, we're on a clock. So let's just get right down to this with
Time limit. Okay.
Chapter 44, Living the Dream, Part 1.
No. It's living their dream.
Oh, sorry, Living Their Dream, Part 1.
Here it is, Part 1 of the crossover. We worked hard, so please enjoy. If you read the first one, then just scroll down to the part it left off. Enjoy. Or I guess if you read the first one.
Oh shit! Okay, so the reason it then goes into Chapter 43 crossover.
On the off chance that you didn't read the last chapter?
Wait. Okay, no, I get that because it's chapter 43 because the last chapter wasn't a chapter, it was ideas from Brony Gum. That's what it was, so.
Oh, God, you're right. Oh, Jesus. Also, what in the balls? Alright, whatever, let's just read this bullshit.
Let's get this over with.
Alright.
Let's do it. You need to replace the batteries in that
Wait, this is, who's Omnius?
Omnius is the crossover character, the one from the other story.
So make up your most edgy voice ever.
Yeah.
You're leaving!
It's gonna sound just like every other edgy voice.
You're leaving!
Twilight said as I packed a few essentials into a set of saddlebags.
But it feels like you just got back.
Yeah, but don't worry.
I replied, lifting the bags onto my back. I tightened a strap and grinned at my friends.
That's right, I had to move my mic around. This setup is super weird. That my
Smooth transition into the recording. Good job.
Sorry.
We are
I actually know that I've only been gone from this world for only a few minutes this time.
Wait,
With a grin, I popped open another bottle of soda and chugged it down, relishing the fizzy drink. It was like me at the museum.
in the fact that I needed... What?
So it's like me at the museum.
Oh, holy shit, Applejack has returned to the story!
Wait, Applejack?
In a role where she isn't being gawked at, or
She's a character?
catalyst for people having the shit beat out of them.
Applejack looked at me with concern in her eyes and said,
Well, still, you never know if anything will happen to you.
Actually, I've been to this world once already.
I replied, wrapping my forelegs around the others in a quick goodbye hug. A couple of days after I had helped Purple Blaze with his revenge on Greg, my curiosity had been piqued. Purple Blaze got revenge on Greg for what?
I'm trying to...
for getting him beaten to death, remember? Wait, no, hold on. Purple Blaze... Wait, who's Purple Blaze?
Wait, isn't that...
Why... We're 43 chapters in, we should know the characters.
Well, the problem is they have pony names and they have human names, and they almost never use the pony names.
Why are they using them interchangeably? Why is one of them Purple Blaze and one of them just Greg?
Wait. I think Purple Blaze is Peter.
Is it?
No, Peter's White Mark.
No, David's White Mark.
Oh my...
Purple David? Who the fuck is Greg? I thought Greg was like Purple Haze.
No, Greg is Mellow Haze.
Mellow Haze. Oh, right, Mellow Haze.
I just re-listened to this whole series, so I know some of the characters.
Oh, thank God. Thank God for Cabral.
It's Purple Blaze.
Which, yes, everyone, I re-listened to the entirety of Living the Dream Let's Reads at work, because nothing was worthwhile at work.
Which one's Purple Blaze?
Awesome. I need to do that. I seriously need to go back and re-listen to all these. But anyway.
I was going to also ask, what does he mean by wrapping my forelegs around the others? Does he mean the other ponies or his other forelegs?
No, his other forelegs. He's got lots of them.
Yeah, he's
that makes sense.
Up into a ball on the ground now. Okay. God, this is weird. I guess there was a revenge plot at some point, but I honestly don't know.
I forgot. I guess that's what happens when you don't read the story for 3 months.
Is this what it's like to be senile? Like to just come back to something you used to know so well and just like not understand any of it?
Probably. I mean, we are getting older.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
You know, it's been almost two. It's
man.
been almost 2 years since we started doing this.
Oh my god.
Like coming up in like a month and a half. It's going to be our 2-year anniversary.
Wait, it's been 3 years, hasn't it? We started in 2012.
No, we didn't. We started 2013.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was 2013. I remember vividly. I didn't like Duhad back in 2012.
Oh right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, I remember.
Let's see. Actually, I think it was more like Duhad didn't like me back in 2012.
No, I think I didn't know you back in 2012.
I think everyone liked me.
I think no, we got off to a bad start because something about like the Rainbow Dash voice acting thing, like AR.
Oh
Dragon
right,
Quest
yes.
thing,
I didn't like you because well, no, I didn't dislike you. I was really angry at Cabral because he had you do my voice for Rainbow
Yeah.
Dash. So I basically was ambivalent towards you, but I was pissed off at Cabral. Because of you. So like.
See, I'm the root of all friendships and all hatred in this whole thing.
You caused a lot of spite, my friend.
I am a good person.
You're a great person. All right. So anyway,
problem was I could remember remembering that memory, but I couldn't remember what memory it was.
I'm dumb.
Wait, where are we?
that is actually a line. That I think we skipped over C while I was
Oh,
there.
sorry.
I got my memories back.
While I was there, I had gotten a memory back, but quickly lost it when I returned. Problem was, I could remember remembering that memory, but I couldn't remember what memory it was.
So
What?
as
Dr.
stupid as that
Seuss.
was, it does technically make sense. I guess. All right, whatever.
I think the next sentence makes the most amount of sense out of any of this.
Okay, I read that sentence, and I still find it confusing.
Said the author.
I mean,
guess.
did you not write it?
Also, wait, hold on, wait. That's not like brackets or anything. That's not Kick-Ass jumping into it. This is either proof that all of this is the memoirs of Giro-Khan, or that Giro-Khan imagines everything, every conversation, everything that he says in his head as being written.
Oh no, this isn't Giro-Khan.
Oh fuck, you're right. Oh, this is Omnimus.
Oh.
Well,
Oh no.
now I think it's important that for the sake of continuity, we just continue, and Omnius just sounds exactly like our protagonist.
Yes, that's fair.
That does make okay.
That'll be confusing as hell for the listeners, but it'll make things a lot easier for us. So let's keep going.
Wait, hold on a second. So the character you've been reading for Giro-Khan isn't Giro-Khan, it's
That's
Omnius?
not Giro-Khan.
No, that's Omnimus.
Oh goodness. So we're in like a parallel
Probably
dimension
is.
essentially?
This is fucking weird. Whatever, we continue.
I literally don't. I knew that a writing style was off. It was slightly too not awful.
I'm close to getting it.
Where are we?
Where the hell
okay,
are we? Can we read like
I was
more than
confused.
one sentence before stopping?
All right,
Okay, no, right,
anyway,
I
I wanted to go back.
I wanted to go back to his Equestria for a quick visit, just to satisfy my curiosity on the matter. I had told Twilight my plans, but she instantly assumed that I would be gone for a few years. She tends to overreact easily, does she not? And she had gathered the rest of the girls for a goodbye. Excuse me. Oh wait, that's Applejack. Okay.
Wait, Applejack, where?
Yeah, you're lying.
Oh well. Be careful though, Sugar Cube.
Ooh.
Yeah, we know you're immortal. Wait, what?
Establishing character
It's
moment.
fine. No, it's fine. It's okay.
You're immortal and all, but that don't mean you can't. Can't is not a word.
Can't?
Get hurt.
Can't a word, and I can't gonna use it.
So apparently Omnius is immortal.
Yep.
So Omnius is also omniscient.
What? No, that doesn't.
Not necessarily.
That doesn't.
No.
I was just trying to be clever and it didn't work because I'm really dumb.
No, that was just false information that you were trying to provide me there.
It was both.
No, it was just blatantly wrong.
Today's
Anyway.
a good day to die hard.
Okay, anyway.
You warped the plane.
This is a train wreck. Let's keep going.
Anyways, okay. Applejack said, playfully punching my shoulder.
All right. Don't I know it? I still have bruises from when Remadash tried to teach me how to do a sonic rainboom.
I chuckled, teasing the Pegasus I was in the middle of hugging.
Is this Rainbow
Dash.
Dash? Rainbow Dash? Oh. Hey, how was I supposed to know that you weren't going to pull up? I thought that when you saw the ground coming up that fast.
Shut up!
Shut up!
Shut up!
That's spelled shut up! I gave the rest of the girls a quick hug and then saluted at them, saying,
You all know what I'm gonna say now, right?
Goodbye?
Pinky said, tilting her head.
No, I never say goodbye. I just say I'll see you later. But that's not what I was going to say.
I said, laughing.
Well, shoot, just come out and say it.
Applejack said, shaking her head at my antics. I sure am wacky.
Oh, God.
I just
A
see
man
her,
sat
like,
in a room alone, typing on his computer. Oh, these cartoon ponies will think I'm funny.
As you shook your head at their antics.
With a crazy grin, I leaped out of the open window, even though my door was still open, screw logic, and shouted,
It's good to be the traveler!
Who's immortal?
As my hoofs touched the ground, I willed myself into another world and felt the wind rush through my hair as I plummeted to the ground.
Okay, why is he
You want to
immortal?
elaborate on how you phase shifted through reality?
I touched the ground, and then I went through the dimensions, and then I touched the ground.
I guess. I think the problem is that we don't know what's going on because we haven't seen the other story at all.
I know, it's a great crossover, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
I mean, no, it's fantastic.
XH. That's a great
Screw
transition.
logic.
No, this gels perfectly with Living the Dream because it's only been one little excerpt, and I already hate Omnius.
You're right.
Yeah. What is XH?
I think that means that we're now in either Omnius is in Living the Dream Equestria, or we just switched perspectives over to Gyricon.
Pretty sure HXHX is a really good beatbox,
Yeah.
a good beat.
Okay, Soundspeed, read this list of 7 things, and it's a wonderful thing.
Okay. 7 things popped into my head as I was falling through the sky. 1. I'm falling. Again. 2. This was the right Equestria.
Not the wrong Equestria.
3. I'm a brony.
Okay.
I mean, that's where you throw in the towel, actually.
Yeah, fuck it, alright.
5. Holy shit, I'm a brony! No, that's 4. Excuse me, that's 4. 5. Sweet glory hallelujah. I'm a brony who's been with the main 6 since the beginning.
The beginning of what?
The
I don't
beginning.
Oh, okay.
6. I've been a brony since before I started traveling.
Oh.
7. I still falling.
Also, I was going to say, for number 6, since the beginning, you mean at 11... That was
Wow.
beautiful. But no, I was going to say, since the beginning, which was at around 11:59 p.m.
Oh, no.
So yeah, it was just around approximately 11:59 p.m.
Which was the beginning of this whole story.
I screamed. Oh, wait, no, hold on. There's a hyperlink. No, never mind. That's just the H's look green. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I screamed as the ground rushed up to meet me.
Hello.
My 4 legs in front of my face in an attempt to ward off the inevitable crash when the small part of my brain that wasn't screaming calmly said, Don't we have
wings?
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
brain.
mentioning that earlier.
Brain.
Goodness.
You little
Wow,
bitch.
me, you're stupid. I quickly unfurled my wings, caught the air in them, and managed to pull out of the sharp nosedive. Then I crashed into a tree. And then the momentum of the fall carried me through that tree, and into another one, and another one, and another one, and then a boulder, and then another tree.
Wow, his body,
How many keys was that?
Yeah, remember from before, hey, Sugar Cube, you might be immortal, but you can still get hurt. Oh, don't worry, it's fine. 30 seconds later,
Okay.
you get shot through several trees and solid stone. I think every bone in his goddamn body is shattered at this point.
As I peeled myself off the me-shaped imprint I made in the tree, I saw stars. Excuse me. I saw stars fly around my eyes, and I sang in a slightly quavering tone.
Nate, traveler, living eternally. Watch out for that tree.
Oh no!
That's
George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle. Watch out for that tree.
Nathan, traveler, living eternally. Watch out for that tree.
And that boulder too while you're at it.
Applejack rolled her eyes at your antics.
Wait.
I'm pretty sure quavering isn't a word.
Quavering is not a word.
Pretty sure he got quivering and wavering kind of a little bit.
Quaver waver.
Quaver waver, yeah, there you go.
Weetabix.
I love quaver oats.
Quaver oats are my favorite.
I felt myself fall into the ground, and I laid there for a moment, waiting for the world to stop spinning. I felt my soda trying to make a less than triumphant return, but I barely managed to keep it down. After a few minutes, my brain decided to say,
Okay, you son of a bitch, get up.
"Why, brain? Why must you torment me so?" Why, brain?
So I was going to
be-
ask, is this part written by Kick-Ass or is it written
I think it was
it's written by
the other dude.
Okay, because the writing here is completely different and much better
fuck,
than
okay, so-
Living the Dream
Yeah,
is.
the
So wait,
accusation
hold on a
doesn't-
second. Is his name Nate or Omnius?
What?
Is his name like Nathan or Omnius or
I think
Traveler?
it's-
Omnis is his pony name.
They've called him all three of those things.
I
don't think
guess
we know.
Omnius is his pony name, Traveler is his title, and Nate is his human name.
God, that's too much to keep up with. I'm just calling him Fred.
Okay.
Fred is the best character.
No, he's awful. As I stood on trembling legs, I made sure that my saddlebags were still firmly attached to my
As I
sides.
stood on quavering legs.
Yeah, it's true. And then nodded once satisfied that they hadn't been damaged.
Okay, I'm still in one piece. I'm not splattered all over the ground. And, oh yeah, I'm a brony.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
listed, taking stock of the situation.
Okay, that just blows my freaking mind. Well, I'm not going to accomplish much just standing here and talking to myself. Let's see I can find my way to Ponyville.
Okay,
You know, somebody
then.
who just said son of a bitch and shit in the last, like, 2 lines they said just said the word freaking. That
Wow,
just blows
you're-
my freaking mind.
I'm not going to say the F word. That's super bad.
I can't say the F word, no.
It's super bad.
With a grin, I flew into the air and took off towards Ponyville. As I reveled in the wind that rushed through my mane, I started to let my mind wander. So wait a second. If I didn't know anything about this Equestria, other than the brony bit, then that means that I still remember my friends, but they don't remember me. I remember the events that happened on the show, and I also remember what happened when I got involved. How the hell am I going to manage to explain that? And why am I doing all this thinking when Sugar Cube Corner is just below me?
Oh no!
Remember when Sugar Cube Corner was like a 5-second flight away from like 8 trees and a rock?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, you know, when you have the Everfree Forest right next to Ponyville itself.
But Sugar Cube Corner's like in the main area, like in the square.
Yeah.
That's not
Maybe
anywhere
he-
near Everfree Forest.
Maybe
the
he
shop
landed in
on
the
the edge
park.
of town next to Fluttershy's cottage.
Yeah, maybe.
No, not maybe.
He's going to Sugar Cube Corner!
Okay. I don't know where he is at all. I'm just thinking.
He said he's going to Sugar Cube Corner.
I know he's going there. I still don't know where he is. Like where
You
he
just
was
said
when he
he's right
first
above
when,
Sugar
when
Cube
he
Corner.
first landed. I don't know where he was,
Living the dream is like hemorrhaging Cabral's brain right now.
and he'd
Right.
nap.
Alright. I snapped myself out of my thoughts and felt my mouth start to drool with anticipation as I spotted a few tables that stood outside the by now all too
Tables.
familiar gingerbread house-shaped bakery.
He
Oh my
drooled at the
God.
side of tables.
What is a preposition? What was that? Did you even, like... That sentence started and stopped so many times. Hold on, let me, like, read that again just so you understand.
Yeah.
I snapped myself out of my thoughts and felt my mouth start to drool with anticipation as I spotted a few tables that stood outside the, by now all too familiar, gingerbread house-shaped bakery.
Yeah, and there was exactly one punctuation, all of that, and it was right before and.
That was wonderful. That
Well,
was
you gotta have,
beautiful.
you know, it's like grammar. You gotta have, like, a comma after your dependent clause, and then when you have whatever the hell that was, it was just a
I like
train
how-
wreck.
I like how he started to drool after he saw tables.
Okay, so I think this is Mrs. Cake.
Those tables.
Oh, he's super aroused by tables, Cabral.
Yes.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
you're not Mrs. Cake.
Yeah, you're mistaken.
Oh.
I landed
goodness.
just outside the shop and walked in, inhaling as I went, as, you know, you earthlings do.
Yeah. Welcome to Sugar Cube Corner.
Oh, that doesn't sound like Mrs. Cake.
It is Mrs. Cake now.
Welcome to Sugar Cube Corner.
Welcome to Sugar Cube Corner.
A sweet and happy voice called out from the counter. I looked over to see that Mrs. Cake was running the shop, and she was greeting me as if I was new to the town. Wait, technically I am! Damn it, I can already tell this is gonna get awkward. For no real reason, just because I want to make it that way.
I'm fucking time traveling to another dimension. Oh shit, that's right. This isn't the dimension that I just traveled from.
Oh no.
Awkward!
Howdy.
I said, trotting up to the counter.
Oh, you wouldn't happen to have any blueberry muffins, would you?
Well, you're in luck. We just finished pulled a fresh. What?
We just finished full the fresh
We just finished pulled a fresh hot batch Right out of the oven. That was
What is
that was
up?
a sentence.
Punctuation. Okay. Alternate
Wow.
universes, same delicious sweets. Oh yeah, it's good to be the traveler. Also, can we just talk about the fact that he was like, "Oh, this is gonna be so awkward," and then he was like, "Hey, can I have some blueberry muffins?" And she was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Oh, so awkward."
All right.
I sat at a round table, or excuse me, I sat at a table inside and looked through the windows, taking in my surroundings. Everything and every pony still looked the same, except for that Pegasus over there. He was clad in all black clothing, and he had a set of thick goggles on his face.
Oh,
He looked
goodness.
absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it's like, oh my
It looked
god,
like he had a
he's so
horrible
hideous, he must be an
disease.
OC.
Horrible
well, that's a
disease, really.
brony.
You don't
I could
remember
be-
seeing him in the show or in another universe.
I love the sentence coming up here, though.
I muttered as I munched on a muffin.
Could he be Gyrocon?
Shrugging, I decided.
What the hell? I ain't got nothing to lose.
I finished my muffin and then hollered out.
Hey, are you Gyrocon?
Oh my
Why?
gosh.
Why'd you do that? You're like, oh, this is gonna be so awkward. I just have to make sure I don't do anything to attract attention. Are you Gyrocon?
Hey, you, Gyrocon!
This is a strange and odd crossover.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of it, honestly.
Oh yeah, master of subtlety right here, people. Lance's point of view. I looked at the muffin in front of me, trying to decide if I should eat it or not. I'm
my
not much of a
gosh.
muffin man. Why did you go to Sugar Cube Corner and purchase a muffin and then sit down with the muffin?
Truly, we are back in Lance's perspective.
I don't like muffins, so I'm going to eat this muffin I just purchased, even though I don't like muffins.
I'm not big on muffins here. Muffin man. Get it? Oh, forget it. I'm more of a cupcake kind of guy.
I think
shook
we've
my
switched
head
back
and-
to kick-ass writing again.
Why didn't you get a cupcake? You were at Sugar Cube Corner. You got a muffin instead?
Don't be dumb. He's doing his best.
Okay.
I shook my head and glanced around the building. It was at Sugar Cube, or I was at Sugar Cube Corner, taking a snack break. From what? Your job that you don't go to?
No. Read the next sentence and you'll find out.
Walking around town, she built up an appetite.
Oh my god, you fucking pathetic son of a bitch. Hey, are you Gyrocon?
A loud voice called out. I looked up and began searching for the pony who yelled my name. It wasn't hard, since there was a brown Pegasus standing on its hind legs and waving. I raised an eyebrow and thought to myself, who is that? I've never seen him before. I pressed the button on my goggles and zoomed in on his
What?
face.
Splinter Cell.
No. Remember, didn't Frederick give him the
Frederick gave him special goggles.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Oh, Jesus
And the red,
Christ.
aren't they the red tinted?
Yeah, they're red tinted goggles.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think... Wait a second. I think I know him. He's that pony who had been with Peter this morning. But he just
Oh,
got here.
yeah, right, that was the crossover thing from earlier. Alright.
Well, I don't even... Okay.
Part of the Jokai Knights.
I stood up and reset the goggles back to normal view. I then began walking over to the brown Pegasus. As I neared, the brown Pegasus smiled.
Oh, so you are Gyrocon?
I nodded.
Yeah, the one only. So why did you call me over here?
He got a smug look on his face.
Oh, I never called you over. I just asked if you were Gyrocon.
Okay, I'm stupid.
Oh.
You've been bested by my...
Oh, fuck, you managed to outsmart me. Damn it.
He outsmarted the great Gyrocon.
What happened was... He was like, are you Gyrocon? And he stood up, walked all the way over and was like, yes, I am Gyrocon. Why'd you ask me to come over here? And he was like, I didn't ask you to come over here. And he was like, foiled again!
It's actually Gyrocon as a spy. Just like he goes over to like the
Foiled
checkpoint.
again.
The guards are like, can we see your identification papers? Like, no, because I'm an American spy. Oh shit, I've been foiled. It was tricky.
I looked him over. I never saw him on the show or around town.
I haven't seen you around town before. You don't seem...
My eyes widened and my mouth started drooling when I looked at his saddlebag, which was slightly open, revealing a single object.
Oh my god, is that dildo?
Oh, goodness.
Shut up. I pointed a hoof at his bag.
Is that a cook?
Is that a clock?
So,
Is that a thick, veiny Coca-Cola in your backpack?
oh God, spirit it all over me.
It has your name all over
I'm
it.
so thirsty.
It has his name all over it. It says Gowrick on the side of that Coke bottle.
You're just gonna give it like the hockey player who like gets the Gatorade thing and tries to squirt in his mouth, but his back and it just goes all over the ground.
No, that's awesome.
I'll try and find it after this. But
Okay,
that's
okay.
what it reminded me of.
Where
He was
are we?
back in his saddlebag and smirked.
It sure is.
I pulled my saddlebag off and put it on the table. I opened it to reveal muffins. A bag. Wait. Wait.
I
Oh,
hate
never.
muffins.
Okay, never mind. I opened it to reveal muffins. A bag full. It's a good thing they messed up my order.
Okay.
Again, if they messed up your order, why did you take it and then sit down and then think, I don't like muffins that much?
Because, like,
And then why'd you put the muffins in your saddlebag? Did they give you the saddlebag, or did you just scoop them all in there and then say, this is fine?
Oh, goodness.
I imagine he did that. Like, they just gave him the tray of muffins. He was just like, "Oh, I hate these. Oh, we'll take it back." No, it's mine now.
Oh, goodness.
They're mine. You can't have them. Oh my god.
I'll give you all of these for it.
You see, I have a huge weakness for Coca-Cola. Those things are amazing. Let me say that again. They are amazing.
Hey, yeah, Pepsi
Anything.
Coca-Cola
And I-
Corporation. Can I have my money?
Oh,
How
this episode of Living the Dream has been brought to you by Coca-Cola and muffins.
Right? Like trademark, sponsorship, copyright logos everywhere. Oh my god. That was so like, whoa, what was that? What was that whole like thing there?
I have no idea.
That really like that reads exactly like it's a sponsorship thing.
It does. Let me say that again. They are amazing.
Like I know we joke about the sponsorship thing a lot, but like that like genuinely, if you would have told me like they'd paid him to do that, I would have believed you.
Yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that this was living the dream and no corporation on the planet would actually be stupid enough to sponsor it, I'd honestly start looking into whether or not he'd been paid off.
Right? Yeah.
If you remember, he had a New York publishing place actually publish his story for him, remember?
No, somebody else got them to do that, and it was an indie publishing thing. So they just they paid them money to
okay.
publish the book, and then he sent the book to him.
All right, fair enough.
So don't worry, anyone can do that if you got like $100 and a bad idea. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's pretty sure.
he looked at the bag and its content. Excuse me. He looked at the bag and its
Sorry.
contents, and his eyes widened. He let out a squeal of delight.
Deal! It's a freaking deal!
Okay, so you called them. Okay, hold on.
Did he not like muffins?
Well, let me can I just reconstruct the entire timeline of events that is lies at this moment here? Because Lance walked into the restaurant and was like, "Excuse me," presumably, "can I have some cupcakes?" And they were like, "Yes." And then they got him a bunch of muffins, but the batch of muffins hadn't come out of the oven yet because it only came out after Omnius got there. So they gave him muffins that he couldn't have possibly gotten, and then he was like, "I hate this," and then took them all, and then just put a whole bunch of muffins in his saddlebag. And for some reason, he ordered an entire shipment of muffins for his snack-a-break from walking around the town.
You know,
And then
walking
he
bills have a
lugs
huge
his
appetite.
Giant saddlebag over to the corner of the room and then sits down and just stares his muffin down for like a half hour, thinking, "I don't like muffins very much." And then Omnius comes in and he's like, "Boy, I sure am peckish. Can I have a muffin?" And she was like, "Absolutely." And then she gives him the muffins. He goes back to his seat, and then he's like, "Is that Gyrocon?" And then he's like, "Are you a Gyrocon?" And then he just gets up and just sprints across the room, and he's like, "Yes, I am Gyrocon. Why did you beckon me here today?"
Carrying
sir?"
his big bag of muffins. keep in
Carrying
mind.
his big bag of muffins.
He had a
And
baker's
then-
dozen of muffins.
Yeah, he just an enormous thing of muffins. He comes over, and then Omnius is like, "Hello." I didn't call you over, but you came over on your own. And then he was like, "Rats, I've been outsmarted, you fickle mistress." And then he was like, "Is that a Coca-Cola? I'll give you a lot of muffins for that." And then he was like, "Absolutely, sure, sir." What is
this was-
happening?
Yeah. Also, I should realize. Did you guys realize how long this chapter is?
It's extremely long.
Are you gonna be able to finish this one?
I literally am hitting so many walls, it's almost impossible to finish this.
Yeah, I know. We'll do what we can. We have a limited time, but we'll do exactly.
What's our time limit?
Well, since we also have to record that crossover afterwards, probably another like 30 minutes at most of
This is
this.
the Dark Souls of fanfiction, by the way.
Basically, prepare to die, everybody.
All right, let's get through as much of this as we can. Sorry, I just had to really reflect on everything that just happened.
Oh no, that's
nonsensical.
Yeah, I mean,
needed.
we need some idea of what's going on, which isn't helpful.
Okay. He pulled the Coke out and put it on the table before diving into the bag, sticking his head in and chewing through the muffins, although he had already purchased some. I quickly grabbed the Coke in my mouth, as if it was about to disappear, and used my teeth to rip the cap off. I then tilted my head back and began chugging the Coke, gagging a few times when it went down the wrong pipe. There's not that much Coke in a bottle, dude.
No.
How did you gag a couple times? Were you rapidly just?
I think it was just it's not even breathing,
goodness.
just chugging the entire thing, just spurting all over the place.
Oh my god!
I really want to enjoy this.
It was just.
I can't wait to indulge in a lovely Coca-Cola.
No, I got it all.
He's one of those Coca-Colas that had so much acid in it.
Yeah. Okay.
The highest amount of acidity has been obtained through this Coca-Cola.
I then spit out the empty bottle and belched loudly.
Burp.
What?
No wonder you were gagging. You drank the bottle.
Oh my god, right.
What?
No, listen. He said I then spit the empty bottle out and belched loudly.
Oh god,
my
it's
gosh.
the whole ball went down his goddamn throat.
Wait, okay, hold on.
Horrifying.
What is the purpose of this crossover? Gonna be honest. What is the purpose of this crossover?
That they just fuck around and hang out.
Oh my gosh.
Probably. That's my bet.
Stupid. Okay. I smiled sheepishly and turned to face all the ponies.
Sorry about that, every pony.
I felt some pony tap my shoulder. I turned to see the brown Pegasus, his beard flacked with the remains of the muffins.
Oh god,
Messy
he's a
eater?
neckbeard.
No. Messy eater much? The floor around you is covered in vomit and Coca-Cola.
Goodness.
And he's like, "You're so messy."
You're so messy.
I didn't tell you my name, did I?
I shook my head and replied.
No.
He held out his hoof.
Well, the name is Omnius.
I shook his hoof.
Cool name.
He nodded and said,
Thanks. That's better than Mr. Snuggles, at least.
"Mr. Snuggles didn't ask for
I think
that."
by 4.
Okay.
Why?
It's 2:40, just wondering. Where we at?
You're
I
not good at
chuckled.
video games, don't even start. I chuckled and looked around. I think I can tell him my real name, since he seemed to be a brony. Come on, he has Coke!
Well, I think I should tell you my real name, since you're obviously a human.
He nodded.
My
I
real
am
name
Chakato
is...
Man.
I looked around to make sure no pony was listening, because this is still a secret for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snake. No. It's Lance Greenfield.
Oh my gosh, that name.
Stroked his beard.
I think I might have something to tell you, too.
I raised an eyebrow and asked.
What?
He smirked.
I'll tell you on the way to the library, silly. I need to check something.
I shrugged, thinking it was no big deal.
Okay, but if you're looking for Twat Sparkle, she doesn't live there anymore.
Just on the off chance you're looking for one of the 6 main ponies, they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
What? Where does she live then?
He said, shocked, a look of surprise on his face. I laughed at his reaction.
You idiot. My house
I
is...
outsmarted you this time.
Oh no, the outsmarting.
This is a battle of wits, but it's like 6-digit IQ on both sides.
God. My house in Kennerlot? Come on, I'll take you there. You can tell me what you had to tell me while we fly there.
It's like the equivalent to throwing tiny rocks at a very large barn.
Oh my gosh.
He nodded.
All right then, let's hit the road. I mean the sky.
Hilarious.
For you, rain stars to pour. Because that's the ending of Friends, because fuck stupid shit sitcom joke.
Yeah.
I smiled and we turned for the door. Once outside, we took to the air. When we were high enough that no pony could hear us, I looked over.
So tell me what it was.
Omnius's point of view.
So
goodness.
necessary.
Is it really necessary to switch over between the points of view?
You know what probably is this is where they switch off as actual writers of this goddamn chapter.
It probably is, but you know what would have been a much better element to add to this story if they had it so that Omnius's point of view only stuck to the other part. Like, I'm assuming they wrote these 2 chapters in tandem, basically, but they could have had one just for living the dream from Gyro's point of view, and one for the Traveler's point of view, just in the Traveler's story.
Cabral, that's silly. I mean, what is this, a crossover?
Stupid. Why would you do that?
I don't know. I just thought.
No. You're a bad. That's why you don't write good fan fiction. That's why you write your stupid fan fiction.
Coca-Cola helps me think.
You know, it's delicious. Could you get me a refreshing Coca-Cola, please, out of the refrigerator? Because I need to quench.
Surely this would
trademark my thirst.
Trademark my thirst. I like it.
Lance and I were flying towards Canterlot, and I tried to think of a good way to tell him. I mean, come on, he's a dude who died, at least from what Blaze said, and chose Equestria as his afterlife. Why wouldn't he believe me about my traveling?
Capitalized traveling.
Makes sense. He is dead.
My traveling and Coca-Cola product placement for all my life.
Wait, I bet you're all wondering why I decided to tell him. Mostly because a little voice in my head that sounded like a certain someone, whose name starts with Princess and ends with Celestia, told me that I could.
Princess Luna!
Not that I should, but
it's Princess Luna, right?
Yeah. God, it's like the Mario Brothers. I'm Celestia, and you? Luna Celestia.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Luigi Mario. Okay. Well, if a goddess of good says it's good to do, I can't exactly argue with that.
Wait, what if a goddess of good says it's good to do?
Yes.
Okay.
How do I put this? Okay, screw it. I'm just gonna say it.
I'ma just say it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just say it.
I said, rolling lazily in midair. What the
What?
You see me rolling, they hating.
I'm an eternal traveler of good.
Well, don't sell yourself short there, buddy.
I'm the eternal traveler of
Oh, yeah, he's not
good.
just a eternal traveler of good. He's the eternal traveler of good.
There's only one. I said simply.
Sponsored by
I'm
Coca-Cola.
doomed, fated even, and destined to travel through all of time and space and matter, and all across the realities for all of eternity and beyond for the side of good.
And
But like, what if you're in like a really complicated situation where there's no one clear-cut
good?
No.
Coca-Cola is the product of good.
Oh God, no, he's Nixon. It's like if the eternal traveler of good does it, it's not illegal.
Okay, so let me lay out a scenario for you. Okay, so like, there's this man. He's at a bank. He's like, I need money for my startup company, or else my wife is going to die because I won't have a job. And he's like, I'm sorry, but we just don't have the money to lend out to you without severely jeopardizing our entire, like, the integrity of our business. Your credit is terrible, and as much as I would like to help you, sir, I can't do it. And then Omnius just waltzes in, and he's like, well, okay, where's the good?
Well, obviously, because he's a Mary Sue, what he does is takes the money from the bank, gives it to the guy, and then the bank just randomly gets a giant
finish up
government
this
bailout.
recording, and then I'll be out here.
Oh my
I'd
God,
like to
right?
watch Cowboys myself.
Is that why that's all
Oh,
that
joking.
Maybe we can
Ask
put it
Joe.
up in your room for her.
Probably.
Propane.
Ah, sure.
Okay. What now? Where we at?
He looked at me.
Wait,
he
for who?
looked at me, and one of his eyebrows raised quizzically on his face.
Are you being serious? To quote a certain pony, yup.
Okay.
He was silent for a few moments before I heard a very familiar sound, barely suppressed laughter. I sighed and waited for the eventual outburst, which, if my calculations are correct, will happen in 3, 2, 1. Cue the giggles.
Dot,
What is this character? I'm trying to understand Omnius.
dot. I don't know, he's just some asshole.
that is what he is. I mean, he's just
Yeah. Cue the giggles.
Lance laughed,
Funny.
I think, almost forgetting to flap his wings in his mirth. And then he fell out of the sky and died, and everybody's happier.
Yay!
Yay.
As soon as he got quiet, he looked at me again, and the laughing started up again.
Seriously?
He finally managed to sputter out, grinning at me.
Yeah, but seriously, it's unbelievable. You being as... What the fuck?
Is it as
Zebragus.
unbelievable as you being a zebragus, like a cross between a
zebragus.
zebra Pegasus?
Oh god, you're right.
zebragus.
A zebragus.
I asked, looking at him.
Well, yeah, at least mine you can see. What about Yeah, at least you can see. What about you?
Wait, here comes my favorite line.
How can you prove what you said is true?
Oh, I love it when someone asks me that. I am
Oh
such
my
a
gosh.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, juvenile.
Oh, fun.
Oh, how delightfully absurd.
Oh,
Well, I can show you my true form.
my truth.
Oh, God, he's going to reveal that he's not a boxy robot at all. He's a sexy
My
dancing
true
man.
form, Super
Robot.
Saiyan.
I said casually, positioning myself so that I was right
Actually,
above
you'd be
him.
Coca Saiyan.
He looked up at me and I grinned.
R. Kelly time. Make sure you can catch me.
What?
Catch you? What are you? Oh, my God, no.
Started to ask, but I didn't let him finish. I was too busy shifting back into human form.
Human.
I felt the pins and needles feeling pass, and then the expected falling sensation. I shot past Lance and waved at him cheerfully as I fell, a huge smile on my face. Then, just to really mess with him, I pulled a nail file, a remnant of my lessons on jailbreaks, out of my
Okay.
pocket, and started to go over my fingernails with it, whistling as I did so. The
Wait,
wind
he has
pulled-
fingernails? I thought he was a pony.
No, he
No,
just
he
turned into a
turned-
human.
He turned into
Oh.
his human form.
That's right, his final form of
Hey, Dom
Coca-Cola
Jock,
human. He's Coke Man.
Oh, God, he's Pepsi Man.
The wind pulled
Okay.
the sound away from me, but it's the thought that counts, right? As I cheerfully fell, seemingly about to become a street pizza again.
Yeah,
Okay.
again.
A street. What the
And then hit a tree.
I'm
And
so
another.
hungry,
And
I could
another.
eat a
And a
street
boulder.
pizza.
And then another tree.
I felt a sudden tugging sensation around my armpits, and turned my head to see Lance, who had just grabbed me. I saluted at him and said,
Top of the morning to you, lady.
"Hey, hold on.
Top of the
Was
morning
he-
to you, laddie.
Was he banking on the fact that Lance would catch him? Like, what if Lance
Yeah.
was just like, all right, prove to me you are who you say you are? And he's like, check this out. And he just falls out of the sky and dies.
Yeah. Are you
Well,
crazy?
He is the eternal source of good. So, you know, he's immortal, can't die, but he
He's a
can't
source
get
of good,
seriously
but
hurt.
blown up
But
story.
he'll live. He'll just be in a lot of pain.
Okay. Go ahead.
Are you crazy?
He shouted as he slowly flew over to a nearby outcropping of rock that was large enough to hold the both of us. Very convenient because it was like really high up in the sky.
Probably. I hear voices in my head all the time.
I said nonchalantly as he sat me down. Oh my god, he's such an endearing character. He's like Discord, but Discord.
He's enjoyable.
No, he's just Discord.
Yeah.
No, he's just Discord.
No, he's exactly.
Just Discord and
No, he's
Discord
just-
only.
just Discord. I looked at him and asked,
Hey, are you all right there? I didn't mean to hurt you or anything. Just wanted to make a point.
he panted and shrugged his wings carefully as if testing them to see if they still worked.
Good. Hey, wait. Was that a fat joke? Wait, no, sorry. That was what he says. Sorry. I think I'm fine. You're just heavier than anything I've ever had to carry.
He said, once satisfied his wings were in working order.
Good. Hey, what was that fat joke?
I said, smiling. We both laughed.
Fat jokes.
You are a fat
They're
shit.
Oh, I'm
funny.
a tubby little bitch.
Oh my god, ew, don't say that one. That sounds like nasty. Okay. I heard like beautiful piano music just then. I don't know what that was. And I leaned against the mountain and added,
Alright, so, I take it you now believe me? Well, after a stun like that,
he mumbled, scratching his head.
I mean, who else but an immortal traveling being of pure good would possibly threaten to kill itself in order to make me believe in it? I mean, nothing speaks more of goodness than attempting suicide to make a point.
Yeah, you know.
Good!
I
Now
can
that
prove I'm
take
an
a
immoral
walk.
good person. Let me just stand in front of this moving truck.
I said, sitting down on one that would allow me to lean against the wall of the mountain.
Or maybe you just stand, or sit, or whatever makes you comfortable. Why? Oh, I've got a few things I need to tell you before we go on.
I explained patiently.
Just to clarify a few things, and to let you know why I might suddenly burst into flames, or maybe jump into a burning building to save a few kids. This is mixed sense. Why do you say kids are dumb?
I hate the
No,
word
it
bird.
never does.
I agreed.
And now then, let's start off with a quick story. There are gods, capital G, and goddesses.
Is capital
Lowercase
G the
G.
goddess rapper?
Yeah.
Yes, capital
God,
G.
capital G. He's the
What's
main
up,
god, yo.
everybody? Capital G in his house.
Right up in here.
Capital G is the main god.
Oh my lord.
This has been a fun thing so far.
After I was finished explaining everything, and after I finished a couple of bottles of Coke, refreshing, enjoy Coke, I shifted back into Pegasus.
Refreshing Coca-Cola.
No, I shifted back into Pegasus form and cracked my neck.
Oh, God, I'm dead. So,
My little puppy.
there's a-
Are you done?
Yeah, I think so.
so you can't die?
Lance said, my neck is broken and I was laying on the ground.
Yeah. Nope. Then why'd I have to catch you?
He asked, almost indignantly.
Because I can't die doesn't mean the same thing as I can't feel unbearable pain.
I replied, already taking off.
And I did tell you about the whole generation on Homeworld thing, right?
Oh, so it's just Doctor Who. Never mind, I get it.
Yeah, no, it's literally just Doctor Who.
Yeah, sorry, I don't watch Doctor Who, but I just picked it. It's not Discord. It's Doctor Who. He's the Doctor.
Yeah, he's the doctor. He's a doctor.
He's the Doctor.
He's
Oh,
a
hey.
doctor.
Oh, hey.
Bum, ba-dum,
Oh, yeah.
ba-dum, bum.
He replied with a hint of chagrin in his voice.
Then he needs to go out immediately.
Okay.
We flew in silence for a while before finally reaching the city of Canterlot. I still have to say, no matter how many times I see that city, it still sends a certain amount of chills when I see it approaching on the horizon. It's such a serene picture. A castle that hangs onto the side of a mountain with the sun shining in an almost perfect light, casting many great showers into a frame of illuminated gold.
Illuminati.
Yeah, the cartoon definitely didn't do it justice.
Wow. Fuck you. Fuck you, buddy.
That was the most pretentious thing I've ever read. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
No,
Probably was, honestly.
It ends off by just saying like, "Oh yeah, no, the cartoon's shit." Fuck you. It doesn't compare to my great fan fiction.
It's true. Oh my god, I'm
So-
such a film builder.
So you and Twilight are hitched.
I asked, just as we
goodness.
reached his home. Gotta say, it looks pretty nice from here.
Yeah, we are.
He answered simply, landing in front of the door. He opened it and walked inside, calling out,
Woman. I mean, Twilight.
Woman!
Sharon!
Sharon.
I
Gara!
and felt my jaw drop to the ground again as I took in the appearance of my friend, or I guess I should say my friend's alternate universe self. She looked like the normal Twilight Sparkle, with a lavender coat and the same cutie mark, but now she had a swollen gut that was very disproportionate to the rest of her body.
Oh my God,
She's
you
fat. Is that a
fatty?
fat joke?
Ah.
It's a fat joke, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. I recalled what Purple Blaze had said before I got him back here. Twilight was, holy sweet glory, hallelujah, Twilight's pregnant! I should have said that
Hi
louder.
diddly diddly do.
That was really hard to get out of my system.
That's okay.
I hope you understand I'm in a lot of pain right now.
I think we all are. You need a nice, refreshing Coke.
I do need a lovely Coke. Enjoy Coke.
It's
And I also-
spread smiles or whatever that fucking.
I want to hang out with a
fucking
polar
is.
bear and Santa Claus. Just sit back.
I think we
clink,
all
uh,
do.
This is actually how we all became friends. We just passed each other Coca-Colas with our names on it.
We all hated muffins for some reason. It was just... Why does he like cupcakes and hate muffins?
I have no idea.
I like
An
muffins.
icingless cupcake is just... Anyway. And I also remember her on the show. Gah! Conflicting thoughts in my head.
Oh my God! Two ideas of the
Hello.
same person? Impossible!
I'm not an acrobat. I can't imagine two things at the same time.
Hello, Lance.
Twilight said warmly as she nuzzled Lance affectionately adverbs.
Who's this? Is he another human?
I stood there, dumbstruck, as I tried to wrap my mind around what was going on. There
I'll
were
be right back. 1 second.
three realities. There were now three realities of the same nature that I had remembered. The show's universe, where one of the biggest differences was the fact that Nurse Redheart was an Earth pony, as opposed to the universe I was in.
What? Oh, okay.
Nurse Redheart's barely in the show. Why was that a big difference?
Huge fucking shocker.
Is that who he ships himself with? Is that his thing?
Maybe.
Waifu? Waifu for lifeu?
Yeah, waifu, but he didn't want it to be a filthy earth pony.
Oh God. As opposed to okay, Lance's universe and the one I had come from. Whoa! Mind equals blow. You've traveled across dimensions and realms. I thought you were like what? Has he never done this?
I am an eternal time traveler doomed to go from reality to reality, fighting for the forces of good. Holy shit! That girl in the one reality wasn't pregnant, and now she's pregnant.
What is happening? Why did he even come to this reality anyway?
I don't know. Muffins, I guess.
This is stupid. He said he was looking for Gyrocon, but like, why?
I need to. Alright. Hello?
I dimly heard Twilight say.
Oh, wait, that was Twilight. Hello?
Okay, yeah, perfect. That's much better. I dimly heard Twilight say. She made an obvious effort to try and remain nonplussed, and she said,
Hello there! My name is Twilight Sparkle. And you are?
I blinked rapidly and looked at her. Being me, I obviously had to reply.
Oh, obviously.
Obviously.
In a bit of shock. Sorry. My name is Omnius.
I've never met Twilight Sparkle before, except I have fucking twice. I took her extended hoof and shook it gently.
And what's your human name? Wait, what the fuck? Are you serious?
What?
What?
Wait, hold on. Now I'm confused. Look
Yeah,
at
this
that.
is
Who's Sean?
Sean? Sean?
Nathan.
Omnius, or do you mean Sean, or maybe Nathan?
I said, trying to come up with a good answer. That is like a discount heavy rain. Sean and Nathan.
Oh god, you're right.
Instead of Sean and Jason. Oh my lord.
Okay, alright. Okay then.
Twilight said, eyeing me apprehensively.
I'm not a stoner like Greg.
So that was kind of out of nowhere, but alright. I was flying
throw this guy under the bus to make myself look good.
Hate you, Greg. Get out of here. Once I decided that it didn't matter, she was obviously an alternate Twilight, and I would just have to adjust to it.
Just for how fucking long? Your brief visit? Who the fuck is even this? I guess this is Twilight.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Well, it's just that you were looking at me like I was crazy.
I explained in an even tone, while Lance face hoofed in the background. Hello.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, sorry.
Yo, alright. I figured you must have already had to deal with Greg, so I just want you to relax. I'm not under the influence of any narcotics or hallucinogenics,
That
so
we
you
know
don't have
of.
to worry about anything. I'm just high on life.
I'm just
And
imagining this
Coca-Cola.
unbearable. Twilight smiled then and said,
Hello, what am I saying?
"Oh well,
Oh,
that's a
well. That's a good thing to hear then. I'm going to switch over to my computer.
Fair enough. Yeah.
good." Lance said, intervening before I could say anything else that would make me look like an idiot.
Well, excuse me. I just had to go get Omnius settled into his room. He's going to be staying with us for now, I've just decided. I am?
He hit my shoulder with his wings, and I quickly amended.
Oh, of course I am. I'm only going to be for a little bit though. You know, place to go, things to learn, all that good stuff.
Oh my god, AR's destroyed the call.
Oh jeez, it's fine. Just read the last bit.
I'm not going to be able to hear him?
Okay, no, we're gonna end here and switch over to the crossover.
Okay, good enough. Thank God. Let's read.
No, finish the last line.
For fuck's sake, I don't want to read any more of this.
I'll read. Wait. With that, he headed upstairs, and I heard Lance let out a huge sigh of relief. What? I thought I handled that pretty well. And then it'll switch over to Lance's point of view, but we'll do that later.
My good friend Omnius, he came in. I don't know who this is at all, but you know.
Whatever. All right, see you guys in the next recording, which will be in 3 months, I hope.
Let's bleed.